Hey guys, Huzz here bringing you another video and welcome to the office tour. So I've spoken about this for a little while. We unlocked it as a goal on stream a while ago. And yeah, here it is. So we'll just say a couple things before we get into it. First thing, so obviously this isn't a crazy office. I'm a fairly, let's say, well, lower content creator, so it's not like some mansion office or anything. It's just kind of a normal office. It's my space and I like it. And secondly, it's not in its most absolute clean form. Of me recording this, I have the virus. So I'm not feeling my best, but I wanted to get this recorded because this is going to be uploaded over the Christmas period. And yeah, just why not give you guys a bit of an insight of show you where I obviously do all the recordings and the streams, and that gives you an idea of what I'm dealing with. So yeah, I just thought we'd kind of go through it. This video was delayed a couple times because I was actually waiting for some things, and all of that's arrived now, so we can kind of go through it, and yeah, it'd be nice showing you guys. So what I will say, let's not beat around the bush. Office tours partially are about showing my products that I use, partially with my partners and my sponsors. I will be highlighting those, and in the description below, obviously all the links and the affiliate codes and all that stuff will be down there, so I'll talk about each product as well and give you a bit of maybe a little selling point of everything. And if you wanted to get something yourself, yeah, check out down below. But there. So here we go. So the first where I'm going to go through is that's the door to get in. Let's start here. So this is one of the things I was waiting for. So this is from a YouTuber called Jesse Cox. For those that don't know, I kind of attribute being a content creator to two other content creators, one being Jesse and one being Total Biscuit. Unfortunately, obviously, TB is no longer with us. But I contacted Jesse a little while ago and just said, you were one of my inspirations of why I'm doing this now full-time myself. Is there any chance you can just throw some things over and I can have them up in my office? Now, I do have other things. I will be putting up other things in the office, but this is the first thing I did. He sent me a good amount of stuff, and I bought the frame, and I framed a couple of things. And you can see he signed it here for the Scary Games Squad. And then yeah, he's got a postcard saying thanks for all the support and patience, because yeah, it did take a little while to get here. Something went weird with the shipping, so it got sent back to them. So yeah, there's that. Up here, I've had this for quite a long time. This is actually made by a friend of mine, Giz, who was I don't know if he does it much anymore, but he was into beaded art. And he made, obviously, the logo in beaded art, and it looks great. So I think it's just a nice thing to have near the entrance of the office. And I'm walking back, so this is actually my desk setup. So there you go. So some people have asked me, like, Huzz, why with moving out you could have probably had way more room? Because, like, just to show you, this is the room. And obviously, it's not huge, but it's not small. I could have had way more space behind me, but why did I choose to do this? Partially just because I think it looks really good. In the background, you have obviously the display units. We'll go through a bit of this stuff in a bit. But it's just like a nice little nook that it's where it's my zone, if that makes sense. So I'll go over the products in a bit. I'm just going to do a bit of an overview first. Obviously, yes, we've got a lot of display shelves with way too much stuff on it. I'll go through these in a bit. We've then got a nice display shelf down here. Obviously a mixture of different things. Again, as I said, it's a bit messy. We've still not finished. And then obviously my girlfriend, she has a few of these. So part of what we're going to try and do is give her a few more squares. And I'm actively trying to reduce my squares. Obviously some of them are just like kind of storage. Some are drawers. But yeah, we'll go through that a bit. You've got, obviously, as always, in a normal office, we just got the area that we cram rubbish stuff into. Well, I'd say rubbish stuff. That's a nice Lions jersey. That's not a rubbish thing, but you know what I mean. That's the LeBlanc statue that we're actually giving away. Again, just to put it in perspective of why, obviously, I'm giving it away. I don't have a lot more room, and I'm actively trying to get rid of some things. So that's why, even though Riot sent me that for Christmas, and I'm very grateful, it's why I don't need it. I don't play LeBlanc. And this is obviously Queen Pleb's desk and setup. So she obviously doesn't do what I do for a full-time job, so hers is just a more basic gaming setup. She has my old computer down there somewhere, and special shout out straight away to Secret Lab, so the first kind of partner sponsor. The RE chair that she has and the Poro pillow, they were sent by Secret Lab basically as a move-in gift, because obviously, she doesn't stream or anything like that, so shout out to them. Honestly, their chairs are second to none. I absolutely love them, and For me, it's important of the company itself is nice to work with. The Secret Labs crew are amazingly friendly, really nice. They're very generous. And yeah, they gifted Queen Pleb a gaming chair just as a, hey, you've moved in, nice. And yeah, the Poro pillows, that's what they look like for those that win those part of the giveaway too. And then, so if we go over to more to the desk, so I can explain the actual kind of setup. So my chair is obviously the Viego chair. I do have also a Secret Labs. It's the Pro pillow, I think it's called. It's very nice. So going over some things, obviously that there is the remote control for the air conditioning. Just to show, by the way, it's 26.1 degrees Celsius in this office right now. This is peak winter. That is how hot this office gets. It gets really warm. I'm sweating at the moment for like just being in it. So one of the other things of what delayed this video is that right there, the monitor arm. So you might be able to tell, but the desk is the Secret Lab. I think it's the Magnus. They do have a sit-stand variant now. This is not that. This is just the standard one, but it is an amazing desk. All the cable management goes under this little shelf that goes up like this. Like, look, it goes up, so you can just kind of hide all the cabling down there. It's amazing. The arm is made by Secret Labs. This is the dual. They also do a singular. And as you can see, it fits perfectly flush into the shelving unit. So it kind of all fits into itself. It's built for all of it together. And I just think it looks great. So I can move these monitors around kind of freely. But yeah, let's go over the setup. So monitors-wise, I've had this monitor for quite a long time. It's nothing crazy special. I don't even remember what it is. Honestly, I don't even know. That magnet strip here, you might be able to see, it's maybe a bit too dark. That covers the brand, because that's where I had that Logi eye tracker thing. And yeah, so I can't see that. This monitor, though, is an absolute beast. And what I'm waiting for, I'm actually going to try and get another one of these there when that goes on sale. It's quite an expensive monitor. It's a HP by Omen 27-inch, 165 hertz OLED, I think, kind of monitor. They're supposed to be around £500. I got that one when it was on sale for like $350, and I've not seen it go on a really good sale since. So when it goes on sale, I'll get another one, but I'm not going to pay $500 for it because that's too much. Other things, so I do use the Go XLR for all my audio needs. So that's where you can do the funny voices, but also now I can separate out the audio track. So if I wanted on stream, I could play music, but not have that in a YouTube video. It's really handy. I do use a Stream Deck. Really nice. Just having that kind of shortcut right in front of you is always a great thing. Microphone and boom arm. So this is an Elgato boom arm. The microphone hasn't changed for years. It's a Shure SM7B, I believe. It's the staple podcasting content creator microphone. It's very good for what it is. It's quite expensive again, but it does its job well. Headphones. So these are a Beyerdynamic. I can't remember which ones these are. They might be like the home studio. They're the Amaron. They're the Amaron. So they are only technically studio headphones, or you can't just plug them into a computer. You have to power them through like something else. And obviously, luckily for me, the Go XLR provides the power for those needed. Keyboard is a Razer. Obviously, we are affiliated with the Razer now. I think it's the Razer Black Widow. I want to say it's the V3. It might be the V4. Very good keyboard. Very happy with it. It does everything that I need. One thing you might notice is all of these things could have lights on them. I typically don't really have lights on because with how hot it is in here, lights actually, believe it or not, do provide a little bit extra heat. Even if it's a minimal amount, I don't want extra heat produced. You can see I've got a little fan there to try and cool me as well. Mouse is like a Razer something. I can't remember exactly what it is. My computer is down there. So that is the Beast. That is from Apex Gaming PCs. Again, please do check out Apex. They're really good guys. And the PC is an absolute monster. Like, again, that is probably going to be replaced in a little while. Obviously, you can see my blanket that's always there. But yeah, I'm sorry for the cable management over there. Forget about that. But yeah, it's probably going to be replaced, I would say, next year. I typically keep my PCs for about 2 years. As obviously, you know, some people may say 2 years isn't a long time. And it's not. You know, for a good gaming PC, you should have about 4 to 5 years with it. But as a content creator, I always want to make sure my stream is high quality, high FPS. Also, rendering and making video actual content, it does reduce the lifespan of PCs. They do lose performance over time, so there's partially that as well. But that is basically it for my desk setup, in essence. I don't think there's anything else to explain. Well, I guess those are the Elgato wave panels. Obviously, when we first moved in, this room was very echoey. They did help a bit, but obviously having the display units and just throwing things in them, that has ultimately gotten rid of a lot of the echo also. So what I think we'll do now is, I know a lot of people probably are going to be interested of what is on this shelf, you know, in more detail. So I think we'll move left to right and have a little looky. So, starting top. That up there, you know, surprise, surprise, I'm an F1 fan, is I think a quarter scale, maybe half scale model, something like that, of Lewis Hamilton's purple helmet. I think it's a great helmet design, so I thought, why not? Below it is the Arcane box that Riot actually sent me on the release of Arcane. I genuinely don't remember really what's in there. So I might have to open that again, because typically whenever I get sent things, I don't really remove the objects from them. Unless I'm actively going to use it. But yeah, I don't think I would have removed that. Obviously got a little replica of the black, what was that, the W12? Yeah, the W12 Mercedes, one of my favourite F1 cars. Below it, we've got Pokemon stuff. So there is a fair amount of Pokemon here, unsurprisingly. But that is the Pikachu plushie from the London... the exclusive Pikachu plushie from the London Pokemon Center that was in 2019, that you only could get that if you went physically to the store. It was a pop-up Pokemon Center in Westfield, the shopping center, and I still have him to this day. Below, obviously, this is the very rare Pokemon Celebration box that we actually unboxed. I believe it was for the subathon when we moved into this house, I think. And part of, obviously, the rarity with this box is these two cards is Metal Original Pikachu and Metal Charizard, so they look great. Below it, so we've got, again, it's going to get a bit darker, apologies for that, and then it's a bit dusty. Behind it, this is that box was given to me at League 10, so it's just a League of Legends box. It has a few things in it, like a t-shirt and stuff like that. I don't even know what that stuff is. So yeah, that was just it's a rare thing that everybody who went to League 10 who was invited to the event in London, we all got one of those. These are the for those that don't even know, and yeah, this might be a bit dark, apologies. They did a sponsor thing with, and can I turn, let me check if I can turn on the, what I'll do is I'll quickly put the flash on, be right back. All right, that's much better. So these are a Magic the Gathering tie-in with Arcane, so that was pretty cool. Moving more down is my original Zig statue. I've had him for years, and these are Pokemon folders. Now, in these folders, and I have shown it before, is pretty much the first 4 to 5 Pokemon sets from the 90s. So yeah, literally, the completed base set 1, base set 2, Fossil, Jungle, and even the Gym Boss set. I've got all of them in here, so that's quite valuable. Below, we'll go over those in a bit, but you might be able to tell they are Batman comics. I haven't opened them, they're still in their plastic. It's the complete set of Batman comics. I'm actually tempted pretty soon to probably try and sell that, because I don't really ever see why I'm going to use them. Next up, that's Tibber's plushie. That was given to me actually Worlds this year. He is sitting on top of the Charizard premium box, so similar to the Celebrations one. That's the Charizard one. I wasn't going to get it because I am trying to actively spend less money on silly things, and let's be honest, it is silly. But Charizard is my favourite Pokemon, you all know that. And it comes with these 3 exclusive Charizard cards that I am eventually, I'm not in a rush, I'm going to get those 3 shipped off and those 2 shipped off to get them appraised and get them graded. So that's a thing. Below, so we actually have my YouTube play button, so the 100,000 subscriber play button, which is awesome. On it, I have a few, I have a lot more passes than that, but a few of the passes that I've collected over the years for events. Obviously, we have the Huzzy plushie right here, but right here we've got, what have we got? We have got Comic-Con, a creator pass of Comic-Con, CoxCon 2017. We've got the League of Legends 10, and again, my sticker had on it, you can see press content creator. You only got one of those little stickers if you were actually doing official content at the event. So because I was a featured streamer that streamed from the event in the booth, I got a little sticker because it kind of told people. That plushie is from the Pokemon World Championships that were recently here in London. So that was pretty cool. And I also have, and I actually forgot because it's so dark you can't see it, it's a Christmas tree. It's a really dark Christmas tree made out of wood. I actually forgot that was there. Then we just have a couple junky things of Pokemon and Switch games. Got Zed, the statue down there. Then more Pokemon things, unsurprisingly. In here we've got like one of the League of Legends boxes. I've got a few obviously of these. So this has got the Ruined King, something about the Ruined King, the story, the book that I've actually removed the sleeve from because I think it looks better without that. We've obviously got a Vice statue, got some of these little ones. We've got the Art of League of Legends Volume 1. They've never released Volume 2 or beyond, which is a bit peculiar. We then have got, which has fallen over a bit, some of the vinyl records that come from League of Legends. So we've got, I think, 2 or 3 vinyl records. We have the original disc for League of Legends, because again, some people, while I squeeze by my chair, some people will not realise that League of Legends was... Oh, who died? Was that Zed? F in chat for Zed. That is the original PC game of League of Legends. We've obviously got all the comics that were partnered with Marvel. So yeah, just kind of some collectibles. Down here, so we've got more League of Legends things apart from that key. So that is the... It's a board kind of game that Riot released. It's quite fun. I think Riot released it. We've got a Legends of Runeterra thing that had my name on it as launch of Legends of Runeterra. It was just a fun little thing that's got a few cards that are blown up in real life. This is a Hextech box, as you can probably tell. There are things in it. You can open it up. This was a thing, because you might be able to see up there, it has MasterCard on it. And again, excuse my hands. You can probably guess where that's from. It's a certain puppy dog. This was a sponsorship deal that I had with MasterCard and Riot for Worlds a few years ago, and only a few people were sent those boxes of a replica Hextech box. So that's really rare. You know, if there ever comes a day that I'm like, well, I'm going to sell some of the rare things in League of Legends that I own, they're probably going to be worth a fair bob, because you can't buy that. You also can't buy that Arcane thing, like, and you can't buy the Runeterra thing or that Runeterra thing. You know, they don't exist. They only were sent to people. So there is a few things in there, but I just think it looks great in the background. Random key from Disney that celebrate, I think, Hercules, the Disney movie, its 25th anniversary. For those that don't know, Hercules is my favourite Disney movie. Moving down, which is very dark here and very dusty, Game of Thrones chair, and then you can't really see it back there. That back there, where you really can't see it, is the Blu-ray Collector's Edition of Game of Thrones. So it's pretty nice. Obviously, yeah, Season 8 was a bit of a disappointment. I actually want to try and pull it out because I actually think it looks really cool. I don't want to do it a disservice by not actually showing it. The weird thing is the flash has turned off. So here we go. It's in an insanely nice box. Each season has one of these pull-out things that you bring out, and it comes out with the Blu-ray the Blu-ray disc itself. The pin that holds the leather together is the Hand of the King pin. So yeah, I'm a huge Game of Thrones fan. I still am, even though Season 8 was disappointing. It still was good. It's a good show. I'll still watch it periodically over the years. It's a cool item, you know, it's nice. So why not put Zed there for now? Okay, then we've just kind of got a junky thing. Any highlights from this? The biggest highlight I'd say was probably this book. So shout out to anybody watches Mighty Car Mods. And they made a really cool book highlighting all the cars they've worked on for being on YouTube for over 10 years. It's signed by them as well. Just think it's really cool. Obviously that's just storage, Batman. And then down here is not really worth talking about in over detail. The only thing that I would say is this thing down here I will be hanging up eventually. That is one of the map pieces of League of Legends that only a few content creators were sent. I think that's Ionia, but correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, I was sent one of those, which is pretty cool. And yeah, just the rest of it is obviously just random. Again, as I said, this isn't a fancy office. This is the office that it's not just my work setup, it's part of my house. So obviously Batman comics down there, but we can kind of ignore the rest of it there. This stuff up here, so the Lego McLaren, I've still not built it. Oh, up here, I forgot to go up here, sorry. So that Legends of Runeterra box was basically the box for that thing. We've got a couple plushies and hats and stuff down there. And then a lot of Pokemon stuff. So, and also the Aston Martin James Bond DB5. But these Pokemon things, now, some people may know what these are. Some people probably don't. And, you know, some of them, like Pikachu, has died. These are not toys, I guess. They are proper figurines that are only available in Japan. That, yes, I did buy them. This was one of probably my last dumb purchases I made before I moved into this house. And, you know, and since I've moved in, I'll be honest, like, I've really stopped buying dumb things. It actually has helped me in that regard quite a lot. Like, that is the only probably dumb thing I've bought in a long time. Before I moved in, it was this. So I think to get all of these, because basically what I wanted all the starters. And to get all the starters, they came with like other little bits in here or there. So like there's an Eevee kind of tucked away there as well. They are just like the best little figurines of Pokemon that are out there, pretty much. Like they're the best quality. If you get cheap ones, they kind of have terrible like paint on them. These are like perfect. So they were a little bit expensive. Again, I don't even know if you'll be able to get them anymore. But I just think they're absolutely amazing for a cool Pokemon fan. I am a Pokemon fan. And, you know, that I haven't really been playing the latest game, to be honest, but I just think they look great. And then down here, so obviously as time goes on, I'm hoping this place will be better and better and better. We'll start up here though, and hello, it's me. So the one on the left, so these are both by Sideshow Collectibles. So for those that don't know, obviously I am just a big nerd, if you know, you can't spot that. I also like sport, but I'm a nerd. Batman is my favourite superhero of all time. Spider-Man is one of my favourite superheroes. He's probably not my favourite Marvel, but he's one of them. And I just think the art piece on both of these are insane. Both of them are limited edition, signed by the artist. So this one, as you can see here, was number 3 of 375 in the world. That's the artist's signature, and I just absolutely love it. And then this one was number 201 out of 301. Signed by the artist as well. So that's like kind of in the Amazing Spider-Man kind of art style. That's a little bit in the Dark Knight art style. And I just think it looks great. Down here, so again, the Lego McLaren that I have not built yet. Eventually we will build it. Again, where is it going to go? That is part of the problem that I've got. We've got Soldier 76 from Overwatch. I think that came with the collector's edition of Overwatch 1. I do have these fancy bookends of Pokemon. Again, I bought those before I moved in. I do think they look good, but I do think it might be a bit of overkill of having those there and then all those figurines there. So I might eventually get rid of these bookends or move them. I don't know. This here, some people might have caught their eye. That is an official old, obviously, server blade on World of Warcraft. So that was actually used. If you've played World of Warcraft, your server and everything being run on the game, it might have been used on that. It's a server blade. It was part of a charity auction a few years ago. It wasn't expensive, just to put that out there, because some people are like, oh my god, how much did Huz spend on that? I spent about £250 on that. And the funny thing is, I've had a little look of how much they're worth. I can probably sell it right now for about 2,000. And it's only going to go up in value because, as you can see, it was sold part of the 15-year celebration. I don't even play World of Warcraft anymore, so I actually have thought about potentially getting rid of it because, you know, 2,000 right now would be great with cost of living. So that might not stick around. Who knows? If anybody watching this video would be potentially interested in buying that, let me know. Other things, so we've got, I know obviously Harry Potter for a lot of people is a controversial thing, and I understand it, and yeah, the author has her very big issues, but Harry Potter for me growing up was a magical thing, you know, no pun intended, and it's a big part of my life, and I can't hide away from that. And these are books that are limited, and well, not limited, anybody can get them, but these are limited versions. They're the Mina Lima versions, and if you are a Harry Potter fan and you've never seen these, you'll probably buy one after watching this video. It's signed by them, and the reason why is the art style obviously is very unique and very cool. So that's obviously Uncle Vernon and Aunt Petunia. Very cool art style, but then also part of the book is interactive parts. So, for example, you can open things up and you can play with certain things, and then they get more complicated as the book goes on. And obviously, so far, they've only released 2. So that's obviously the Philosopher's Stone Obviously, I think technically America has a different name for the first book, but that's the Chamber of Secrets. They have announced they're working on the third one, but they generally are coming out either one book every year or once even every 2 years. So to complete the entire set is going to take over probably 10 years. But I will be looking to do that because I think they're absolutely fantastic. I'm moving there. There's some Queen Pleb books. So that's kind of her stuff. Arthas, my boy. Arthas is my favourite World of Warcraft character. So obviously if you don't play World of Warcraft or never have, or Warcraft in general, Arthas is basically the Darth Vader, arguably, of Warcraft. That he was a paladin. He was a very good paladin, one of the most powerful that probably there would ever be. And that sword that he's holding, Frostmourne, had the corrupted soul of an old orc, and it basically corrupted him and turned him into the Lich King. It's a sad story because when you kill him in Wrath of the Lich King, he becomes Arthas again very briefly. So it's a cool story. Misfortune next door. Behind that is a Troy Aikman. For those that like NFL, it's a Troy Aikman plaque. I got that many years ago in downtown Disney in Florida. It's not worth a lot of money. You know, it was a thing that my parents bought me when I was young. But obviously I love NFL. Going on to Queen Pleb loves NFL. And this is a little NFL thing. So she is a Rams fan. She's been a Rams fan for many years. And obviously they won the Super Bowl last year. We also have a couple of like merchandise from games that we've been to. So we went to the London Saints and Vikings games this year. She's also been to a few previous years of Vikings NFL games here in London. So pretty cool. She's also into D&D, so I'm myself getting more and more into D&D. So these are some of the dices that we have, that, you know, dice sets. Massive into Critical Role, and obviously you'll see that if I can't remember, Munchkin or whatever that is called. It's someone's pet on one of the campaigns. But yeah, if you're into Critical Role D&D, we are into that here. Up here, I kind of forgot. Some people may have been like, what the hell is that? So that is a Switch holder for Legend of Zelda. But this here, so that's Charizard. Some people may be interested in that. So it's a... you can kind of obviously read it, but it's a photo of Lewis Hamilton racing in 2015. And that piece down there was used in the race of the photo that you're seeing there. So one of those silver bits, that is literally been on, that is part of the car. This is something that they do. They don't just do with Lewis Hamilton's stuff. They do it with a lot of driver stuff. And again, pretty affordable. To get something like that, it's about £250. They do it with many of the drivers as cars, because ultimately a lot of these cars, like if Lewis, let's say, crashed a car, so many of the panels now can't be used. So what they can do is cut them into squares like that and sell stuff like that to get a bit of the money back. It kind of makes sense. Up there is a lion, clearly, but it's actually a Lions lion. So that's the rugby team, the Lions. They go obviously to South Africa, Australia and New Zealand every, I think, 4 years as basically Team Britain. That is the lion from that campaign, and that is also a Lions jersey. Wearing it is a Twitch bobble hat that I got sent last Christmas as a Christmas gift from Twitch. Down here, not much really massively to talk about now. A Marvel thing of just some Marvel collectible books. We've obviously got all the Blu-rays up to a certain point, and then Disney Plus came out and then made that completely redundant. Storage behind the Avatar Blu-rays, a lot of comics. They're actually not mine. They're actually Queen Plebs. She actually really likes comics. And then down there, some storage things for mainly Pokemon cards, to be honest. But there we go. That is basically it. That is the setup. Hopefully it gives you a little bit of an insight, obviously, of where I record and the magic that I do. As I said, it's nothing crazy. Obviously, this room is designed to be a bedroom. So obviously one of the bedrooms of the house is this office. So it does the job, and I'm really happy with it. And we do have plans more. So like artwork is going to probably go up on these walls in the next year. And then we've been told not to paint for the first year because obviously the walls move of a house. I want to paint that back wall a colour. And that's where I'll actually ask you guys, what colour do you think I should paint this back wall we've been in here over 6 months. So in another 6 months time, I'm allowed to paint, or I'm allowed to paint anytime, but I'm advised to wait a year. We've been in here 6 months. what color would you paint that? Because what I'll probably do is paint that a color and maybe paint the same color here, just to kind of give the room a bit more color. But there we go. That is it. That is the office tour. I'll probably watch this video back a few times myself, and maybe record it another time. I don't know. But if you're seeing this, this is the take. This is the first take I've done. And yeah, let me know what you think. As always, a massive shout out to all my partners. You know, a lot of this stuff, I will just say, I've not bought. A lot of this stuff I have been sent. And they are great products. You know, I am very fortunate to have the setup that I do and all the tech that I do. But it is because I work with great companies. So, again, if you are in the market for anything, desk, chair, comfortable cushions, you know, the Poro one over here, there's League of Legends ones, there's other designs, please do check out Secret Labs. Obviously, I've got my Ridge wallet right there. I'm partnered with Ridge. You can check them out. But yeah, honestly, like, I'm just insanely happy with how things are going. Obviously, oh, I forgot to say the webcam. That is the Elgato face cam. I have in the past, as some people know, used official cameras and converted them into webcams. And then that thing came out and it's just as good. Like, it's not that bad. I do have a light panel back there that I can activate right there. So that's where my studio lighting does come from, or obviously a light up there. Obviously, Razer is my peripherals that I use currently. I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to stick with Razer in the long term, but we'll see. But yeah, there will be a link down below if you wanted anything Razer. But yeah, I'm very, very happy. Final thing just to mention, the Huzzy plushie. It is unfortunately being delayed. Basically, Teespring, the website that we're obviously partnered with on merch, they are doing massive shakeups in all the pricing of everything, in essence. And they don't know what price it's going to be until another, hopefully, week or two. So in the new year, it will be available for pre-order. But for it to exist and for it to actually happen, we need to sell 300 of them in pre-order. So hopefully you can help me achieve that, as I think it would be amazing. Just imagine having that out in the world. Obviously, I've got one. I'm fairly happy. But I want that out in the world. I think it would be so cool. But anyway, that is going to be it. Thank you guys so much for joining this office tour. If you did enjoy it, do throw a like on it, throw a comment, throw a subscribe. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.
Call down the reckoning to bring back hope and peace. Restore our glory to live forever. Bring down the dark regime.